Hey everyone, and welcome to another Best and Worst of Disneyland. My name is Tyler Crouch, and today I'm joined by Katrina Manzoni.
Hi everybody.
And Tom Bell.
Hey folks.
And today we have a very thrilling episode for you. We're doing the top 4 thrill rides at the Disneyland Resort. These are the rides that get you all scared and tingly and yeah, you know,
Nice.
you get the scared tingles in your tummy. You know, I definitely get that anyway.
Or tears, either one.
Yeah, I mean, I have a picture to show you all later, best and worst folks. So let's get started with our top 4 thrill rides at the Disneyland Resort. Kicking it off, Katrina, what's number 1?
Space Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Oh
cool.
yeah, I think Space Mountain is actually my favorite ride at the resort.
Mine too.
Period.
Yeah. One of the others on the list is.
You gonna spoil it?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
But
it's a close second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but Space Mountain, especially like if you've done the Space Mountain in Disney World, that one is frightening, but for a different reason. Like that one is like, oh wow, we may die. The one in Disneyland is actually, it's more my speed where it's like, okay, I can tell that we're in control, everything is fine, but also it's just so much fun because of just all of the stars flying around everywhere, the music really pumps you up, and that's the big difference between the Disney World version and the Disneyland version is the music really pumps you up, it gets you going. And
I mean, if you're not familiar with it, it's in the seats. The music travels with you.
Yeah, unlike Disney World where the music is just like in the room. Yeah. It's actually in your seat. You have your own personalized, it goes with what's happening in the ride. And it's just for your car. So it's very cool. And not to mention the times when they make it Hyperspace Mountain or Ghost Galaxy.
I'll write it when it's Hyperspace Mountain.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know why, but I like Hyperspace Mountain because I like the music more.
You don't like it, huh?
Which one?
Hyperspace?
Or Ghost, which one?
I do not
You
like
don't
Ghost
like Ghost
Galaxy.
Galaxy, yeah.
I will tolerate Hyperspace because it's John Williams.
Yeah.
But
And that's another thing is going along with the music. The John Williams music like really pumps me up.
I feel like I'm in the spaceship, ready to go for battle. But when I will not do the Halloween version. I can see part of the track and I'm like, oh no, I can't do this.
See, I like it. So for Katrina, it gets you sick because you can't really see anything. But for me, that's part of the thrill is not being able to see, and you're like. And I've been on it enough times now where I know like what's coming next a lot of the times.
You can kind of tell when you're about to turn too,
Yeah.
but I don't know. If I can see the track, when it's like Ghost Galaxy, I cannot do it because it's so bright in there that I can actually see the track. So I will be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this. But then when it's like, the Hyperspace Mountain, I feel like I'm like pumped up, ready to do it, but I'm only gonna do like once or twice, and then I'm done for like the next time it comes back in the next year. I can't.
But just there's that one part toward the end where you kind of get a little air.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I kind of
and the music just fits perfectly because the music pauses while you're out of your seat a little bit.
While you're going
and
down
then it
that
goes
hill,
back.
Yeah,
so cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. And there's been all sorts of different music and stuff that's happened.
You know
over
who
the
wrote
years
that,
in Space
right?
Mountain. The one that's happening now, or the one?
Michael Giacchino, right?
Yeah, Michael Giacchino.
Yeah. So
I know things.
I know.
there you go. So yeah, let's get on to number 2 on our list of top thrill rides.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Oh yeah, I mean
That's
this
a
one's
good
a
one.
classic.
Yeah.
This is like the close second, right?
No.
Oh, not this one?
No,
oh,
I
not
didn't
this one.
think so,
I
yeah.
was going to say, all right. I'm going to say close second.
To me though, this one, I mean, it's a thrill ride definitely because it is a roller coaster, but to me this one isn't even that intense. No. And that's the thing about this list of thrill rides. It doesn't necessarily mean like what's the most intense ride.
Yeah.
This is just like, theming, combined with the actual ride, combined with any music or just feelings you might get from it. So
that's true.
Big Thunder Mountain to me like brings me back to my childhood.
Well, and it is great for kids. I mean,
yeah,
it's a great family coaster.
Exactly.
I mean, it's got a little height requirement, but still, I mean,
yeah. And that's the nice thing about it being a family coaster too, is a lot of times when you hear like family coaster, that means it's going to be like Gadgets Go coaster or something. Like it's going to be something small.
Yeah.
But this is actually like everybody can have a little bit of fun on it. And I even love when they redid it a couple years ago or a few years ago now.
I'm so glad they did.
Yeah, and now it's way less bumpy now. Like I mean, if you go on the one in Disney World and then you go on the one in Disneyland, you'll notice how much smoother ours is. And then on top of that, the mine part at the end with the explosion. I mean, that's a great way. I mean, I have to say probably the worst part of the ride for me is the anti-climax when you're going up that last lift hill and then there's kind of nothing at the other side.
But swirl around.
But they really improve it by making that the most grand show scene in the entire ride.
That is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, and it's just fun seeing all the different animals. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, oh, this time.
You mean the goat?
Well, the goat, yeah. I mean, the goat especially.
Snakes.
But like, it's like every time you go on that ride, if you're not familiar with it, I swear you can spot new animals like every time you do it, because there's like buzzards in certain places, there's snakes, there's turtles, there's possums, there's coyotes.
That's true.
It's like every time you go on that ride, you'll notice like a little different scene. And that's one of the things that I think really kicks it to the top.
I think they move them around when you're not there.
Oh, is that what they're like? Haha, Tyler's coming this week. We're going to move him over here.
Well, have you ever seen those promotional videos where the goat talks? I'm like, okay, I think they're all alive. I think they're all alive. Yeah, so I don't think anybody moves around. They move themselves around. They should. That's
Night
what
at
we
the
need.
Museum. Okay.
Yeah, Night at the Museum. We need like a Toy Story type of movie, but with the Big Thunder Mountain. I almost said Back to the Future for some reason. The Big Thunder Mountain animals.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Spooky.
That's what I want. Okay, let's move on to number 3 now that we went on a crazy tangent.
All right, we're going to go to the other park, and we're going to go on the Incredicoaster. I finally just did this. So you've seen probably videos of Tyler being like, is Katrina going to do it? Is Katrina going to do it this time? And I always like back out, and I'm like, And then finally I had some liquid courage, so finally I did it.
And here's
and
where
I
I'm
have to tell you, you're probably going to see a picture pop up like any second now.
Yeah, here it comes.
Boop. And okay, it's fine. We did it at night, which I really wanted to do because I heard at the daytime it was not as great as night. So I finally did it at night, and I really did love it. I will never do it again.
Why?
I could not
never
do it.
Again.
I could not, because so we did the first like going. So he thought that I was gonna freak out. Tyler thought I was gonna freak out at the like the takeoff.
Okay.
Well, I think that's the worst part personally.
I didn't really mind it because we pulled around the corner and I wasn't ready, so I took a deep breath and it was like, boom, we're off. And I was like, okay. And then we're up. And then as soon as we went down, I screamed a couple times. But when we did that loop, I could not do it. I don't know why, but my head wouldn't go up. So we went on the loop, and my whole time my head was down.
Yeah, that's not good.
And
centrifugal force. That's why.
And I was like, and then I was like more worried about like my purse falling out of like the little bag
But
thing.
that's not
I don't
gonna
know
happen.
why. But anyway, as soon as we were done, I was like, are we done yet? And then finally, like Tyler's taking his like stupid little picture pose, and I'm just like, I don't know if I like this or not. But yeah, so. It's not my favorite, but I mean, I just don't like crazy roller coasters, so that's my opinion.
I mean, me personally, I think it's probably the second most thrilling ride in all of the resort.
I agree with you; it's thrilling.
And when I say that the takeoff is the worst, I mean, to me, that's the part that really gets my stomach going for them. Like, that's the part that's like, whoa, like, because it's like the first thing you do too.
Yeah.
But to me, the loop is easy.
Loop's easy. Yeah.
Like, to me, I go through the loop and I'm like, oh, that's not a big deal. Yeah. But let's talk about the amazing music that they've added since it was California.
Speaking of Michael Giacchino.
Yeah. I mean, the amazing music is so great. He came and wrote a whole new version of like the Incredibles theme just for the ride. It fits in exactly like with the ride, just like with how we were talking about with Space Mountain. And just the fact that you can hear the Incredibles talking to each other throughout the entire ride and communicating, and you hear a brand new story. To me, the story, the music, the thrills, it all comes together to be actually a very amazing ride. And I know, I don't know if you've seen a lot of this, Tom, but like a lot of people have been kind of like hating on Pixar Pier and kind of hating on the redo, like, oh, it took them 8 months to do this and stuff like that. And to me, it's a huge improvement in every way. I never wanted to go on California Screamin' before. I'd be like, nah, I don't need to do that. And now I want to do Incredicoaster every time I'm at the park. So to me, that was like a huge plus. They really brought it up another level, and yeah, I'll go on that anytime. You guys got anything else to say about it?
No.
Okay, cool.
I do like the ending scene. That's what made me smile, because at the end, at the picture time, I was like, I don't know if I like this, if I'm going to cry. I'm not sure yet. And then I turned around the corner. I'm like, wasn't that cute? All right.
Don't
I'm
say
not
what
going
it
to
is.
spoil it, but I'm just like, all right. was fine. I didn't think it was that bad. And then I saw my picture. I was like, oh my god, yeah, I was frightened.
I think that's a good.
I was so frightened.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. I think that's a good way to put that ride too. Is that it's very thrilling and adventurous, but then it's also got this very cute side to it too, that just kind of makes you smile while you're doing it.
That is
I mean, you know, and you get to smell cookies. Who doesn't like smelling
I know.
cookies?
I was like in the middle, like scring, and all I hear is Tyler, "Do you smell the cookies?
Do you smell the cookies?
And
Smell
I'm
the
like,
cookies."
I'm like trying to smell, but not like scream. And I'm like, I think, yeah, I smell. You know. So anyway, but I do agree, it's thrilling. Do you want to go to the next one? The last
Yeah, let's
one?
go on to number 4
I don't want to relive
here.
my experience
Yeah.
again. I'm like, oh god, Guardians of the Galaxy, also very thrilling.
Mission Breakout.
Mission Breakout.
Love it.
You can also do the Halloween version.
So this is what I'm guessing was your second.
This is my second.
Yeah, close to the space.
Rhino would be like overruled first.
Rhino,
first
this
place.
is Rhino's favorite for sure. But
It's just so much fun.
I love the beginning.
And to me, to me, this ride is very difficult for me personally. I used to love Tower of Terror.
Okay.
But when they redid the ride, they made it much more intense. And when I say that, I mean what they did. You're like, oh, it's the same ride system. How could they do that? But what they did was they play with your body. And that sounds like weird when I say that. But yeah, don't laugh.
Maybe that's why I like
Don't
it.
laugh. But like...
This is PG, boys. PG.
He started it.
But so it's like they toy with your emotions in a way where they throw you up in the air as fast as they can,
Right.
and then they drag you down as fast as they can.
It's not a drop ride anymore.
No, it's more of a zero gravity thing.
Yeah.
Like now they put you in zero gravity as much as possible, and to me that just messes with my stomach. And not in like a oh my god I'm gonna be sick way, but like this is very intense. Like to me it's like a little bit too intense for me, so I don't necessarily like to do it anymore. But that being said, the times I have done it, it's very clever. And for being kind of like an overlay on Tower of Terror, which is not giving it enough credit, I feel like it's more than an overlay. I mean,
Yeah.
well,
No, it's more than an overlay.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's actually pretty impressive what they were able to do coming up with just
Again,
reusing
in
a ride.
6 months or
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and the fact that it has 5 different, you can go on it 5 different times and see 5 different things, which is you can't do for any other ride. Well, I mean, I guess you could do Star Tours or something, but you can't do for most of the rides at Disneyland Resort. It's like a completely new experience. It's going to be random, so sometimes you'll get the same one again. But man,
And
they
then
have that.
And then Monsters After Dark is
Yeah, exactly. During Halloween, they changed it to Monsters After Dark, which is, I think, a very cool idea because it's a sequel.
It's a sequel
to an attraction. And so, yeah, you've never been on a sequel to an attraction before. And so it's really cool to see a continuation of the story that happens throughout the year, in the same ride building.
When they do, they close at 5 o'clock and then reopen at 6 o'clock, and the attraction's entirely changed.
Yeah. I mean, and it's really cool because
Different costume overlays, and
Right, the cast members even wear different costumes, and the lighting is completely changed
I love
throughout
the
the
outside
entire
of the building at night.
The outside of the building, it has this whole
so much better at Halloween.
Yeah, they
It
have
just
these
looks
laser
like electric currents kind of going up, or some kind of like currents going up the building. You
Yeah,
can,
well,
like,
they have these laser projections that they do onto the building only during Halloween that actually kind of bring the building to life. I think the building looks
I think they
cooler.
should do it all year round.
I know.
Honestly.
I think it actually looks cooler doing Halloween than it does regularly. But and then they even have like the projections of like the monsters escaping that you can see in the queue line and stuff. So I don't know. Very cool. Very smart ride, I would say. I don't know how else to. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just what they did with it, from turning it from Tower of Terror into this is very smart.
I always come off the ride with a smile. I mean,
Yeah, and it's funny.
Yeah,
It's a funny ride.
Yeah,
I mean, and the Rocket Raccoon animatronic. Very
amazing.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of good pluses to it, even though I'm too much
And
of a wuss to
there's
go on
so
it.
much in it that you can miss. I mean,
Yeah.
Like even Figment, like there's like little things
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
find, and then like the dog, you can see like new objects when you go through periodically. They change them out, so you can see like new things.
Yeah, even earlier this year, they added in some new little animatronics to the queue line that I haven't even seen yet, and because I just don't go on that ride, like I said, anymore. But They've added like new animatronics and stuff. So yeah, there's something fun to look at from the entire Marvel universe because it's in the collector's fortress. So he's got all these different things around. It's like going into a museum of Marvel. So it's actually really cool. So yeah, there's our top 4, and we are going to do a little recap real quick.
Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and Incredicoaster, and finally Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and also the Halloween version. I forgot his name now.
Cool. Monsters
Monsters
After Dark.
Monsters After Dark.
So yeah, there you go, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me.
Absolutely.
And thank you to all of you for joining us. And do you have any thrill rides that you really like a lot that we didn't put in here? I know there's a few more in Disneyland Resort, but we don't want to name them all because then that's just naming a list of all of the rides instead of just doing our top ones. So there you go. We'll see you all next time, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.